kind of doing googly eyes with the whole time. It was extraordinary, and we learned things, right? We didn't know about the limestone mine. There's been some reporting about it, but no one paid attention to it or thought about it since 1955, which is what still exists. And we've heard a lot about fraud in various government programs, but I wasn't aware that foreign actors were bilking our programs and exporting the money overseas. So this is why, you can argue about the legality of some of this stuff, but just having someone who's smart and committed running through the whole thing and running basically an audit in real time, double time on the federal government is important, and no one should oppose it.
Here's what Elon said. Here's a little of what he said. For example, this is the story that you're just referring to, cut 9.
We're told the most number of people that could retire possibly in a month is 10,000. We're like, well, why is that? Well, because all the retirement paperwork is manual on paper. It's manually calculated, then written down on a piece of paper. Then it goes down a mine. And like, what do you mean a mine? Like, yeah, there's a limestone mine where we store all the retirement paperwork. And you look at a picture of this mine. We'll post some pictures afterwards. And this mine looks like something out of the 50s because it was started in 1955. So it looks like it's like a time warp.
So do you want Elon Musk, with his band of competent mini geniuses who were cursed with this thing called being young, do you want them to look at a way to expedite that process, allow more people to retire quicker and more effectively and efficiently, or do you want to keep people sitting in a mine in Pennsylvania, and when Bill Jones goes to retire, they have to write it out manually, put it in a manila folder, and call him on the phone. But first, you got to truck this down to the mine to store it. So these are the types of things that I think Democrats and Republicans should be celebrating, but they are protesting. Have you figured that out?
Well, the Trump derangement syndrome has subsided a little bit, and now we have Musk derangement syndrome, where the protests in the streets are about Musk. The calls to jail someone are about Musk. So they've totally lost their minds. They're referring to a police state or a constitutional crisis because this guy is going through the federal government and identifying savings. Now, look, there are questions about how much they can do in terms of restructuring agencies and whatnot. Well, pass that through Congress. Republicans have both the House and the Senate, or put it in the reconciliation bill if you can, get Congress to bless it. But who wouldn't want this guy identifying how to make the system more rational and cut out stuff that doesn't make any sense?
So here's what he said, though. He also was very honest, I thought. Cut 11.
You said on X that an example of the fraud that you have cited was $50 million of condoms was sent to Gaza. But after fact-check this, it apparently Gaza in Mozambique, and the program was to protect them against HIV. So can you correct the statements? It wasn't sent to Hamas, actually. It was sent to Mozambique.
Well, first of all, some of the things that I say will be incorrect and should be corrected. So nobody's going to bat 1,000. I mean, we will make mistakes, but we'll act quickly to correct any mistakes.
Is that interesting? Made a mistake there.
And he's also said, his approach with his private companies is we're going to cut it to the bone, and then if we find out we've cut too much, we put it back, right? So this is a very kind of private sector attitude where the process is constantly iterative, and you're learning as you go. But it's not how the government works, as we learn from that limestone mine, or that limestone mine represents, because everything gets caught in amber and nothing changes, and the bureaucracy protects itself. So you have 10,000 people doing that job. Well, that's very secure jobs. They're not very useful jobs, as he points out. So they're going to protect them, and the union's going to protect them, and nothing changes.